Hi BizHack. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Audience Insights, which is an excellent research tool when trying to discover insights and just researching your intended target audience in general. So let me show you first how to arrive there. So this is your homepage in Business Manager. So if you go to the hamburger menu in the top left-hand corner, go down to all tools to expand the rest of the menu. You're going to click on the Audience Insights link, which is the first one under the plan column. So go ahead and click on that. And as that takes a second to load, the first thing that you're going to be prompted to tell Facebook whether you want to research only people that are connected to your business page, or whether you're looking to research everyone that is on Facebook. Because our ad campaigns are going to be seen by people well beyond those that are just connected to your page, you're gonna want to use or select everyone on Facebook every single time you use Audience Insights. All right, so let me just give you a quick and brief tour. So what you're going to see here is a bunch of data and bar graphs, and this information is going to start to shift and change as we start to fill out all of the different demographic and psychographic information over here. So right now, the only thing that's been entered is the location and the United States. So what you're actually looking at here in this bar graph is the distribution of all users in the United States aged 18 and above. So what does that mean? Well, it means that 54% of all users in the United States are women. 46% of all users in the United States are men. And then as you kind of move along each different age range here, you'll see the distribution between each age range. But again, that's how it is with no other criteria entered aside from location. If we were to change that, because let's say we are a local business and we want to research a local audience that we're thinking of targeting for an ad campaign. So I'm going to change it from United States to something a little more precise, a little more exact. So Miami, Florida, because that is where my this is where my shop is. And I want to change, the next thing you're going to do is change the age range. So what you're going to do is, enter age range. So I'm going to say my customer base is about 25 years old or older. So notice how the bars changed once again. But where you're really going to start to see some significant changes and where this becomes a very powerful tool is when you start entering different interests. So let's say I'm looking to target an audience that's interested in modern art. So pay attention to the middle of the screen and what happens to the bar graphs once I enter this interest. You might have noticed a minor shift there. So what does this tell us? So right now, so just to kind of quickly run through the criteria again, I am looking to research people in Miami aged 25 or older, any gender, who has an interest in modern art. So now notice there's a gray bar and then the blue bar on top of it. The gray bar represents the entire Facebook universe, all of Facebook users. Blue bar represents the audience that we're researching based on all the criteria that we've entered on the left over here. So as you can see here, women and men aged 25 to 34, they over-index as compared to all other Facebook users. So what this is telling us is, if you kind of start to see the distribution here, it's telling us that the majority of our audience is going to be between the ages of 25 to 34. And we know that because they simply represent the largest slice of the pie. So they represent 30% of all women, and they represent 35% of all men. But if you wanted to sort of have larger look or bigger look at the full picture, then the sweet spot, if you will, is really going to be this sort of this these bars right over here. So it's in reality, if I were thinking of creating a target audience, I would want to focus on ages 25 to 54 because they represent the largest portion of my target audience. And as you start to move a little further down the page, you might get some other insightful stuff. You'll start to understand what their relationship status is, what their education level is, and also what types of job titles they have, which is all very useful when understanding the your target audience's persona. But where it becomes a lot more practical and a lot more powerful is when you scroll to the top and look at page likes. And what Facebook is going to tell us now is what other interests besides modern art do these people on Facebook have? Well, you can kind of start to see some right here, right? So, Cinema, Winwood Life, they have interests in museums. They have an interest in Brickle Magazine. And if you scroll down, you'll see even more information. So, Cinema ranks as number one as the most relevant. So, the majority of people that like modern art in Miami, age 25 or older, also like O Cinema, and they also like Winwood Life. They also like the New Tropic. So this starts to give you some really, really helpful insights as to the other interests that your intended target audience has. And you might even be able to use some of these things as potential additional criteria or interests that you can add when creating your audience for the Facebook ad campaign. So this is really, really powerful stuff, really helpful stuff. That's really going to give you sort of the full picture of what are the publications that your intended target audience reads. What types of places do they like to go? What other topics or what other interests do they have? So a really helpful tool. And when I say practicals, because these are actual things that you might be able to add to your targeting criteria on Facebook. So that is just about it. I encourage you guys to start playing with this tool. Start seeing what you can find out about your intended target audience. There are some other really powerful options down here that we just it's just too many to cover. But start exploring all these other options, and you're going to start to discover some really, really interesting things about your intended target audience. So that's it for now. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.